This is a short tutorial on how to create a new shelf and post books on your shelves in your Google Books library, which is for the assignment Self-Selected Virtual Library. So I'm in my library in Google Books, and if you look over to the left of the menu here, you can see there are some shelves to the library already, which you could use if you'd like, but you are to create 8 other shelves with the genres that are listed in the self-selected virtual library assignment. So I've already added some of my shelves. I've added my contemporary realistic fiction, fantasy, graphic novels, poetry. And I'm going to add a couple others to show you how to do that. So I'm going to click on New Shelf, and this window pops up, and you're going to type in, and I'm going to type in diverse populations. You don't need to put a description if you want to. I'm going to make it private. I might have to change that later depending on sending the link out to the professor. I don't know if that has to be made public, and that's something you would have to check, but I'm going to make it private for now. Well, I create it at least, and I'm going to click on Create Bookshelf. Now, I don't think I'll see it here in this view, but what I will do, I see it over here, so I'm going to click on Diverse Populations here. And this is a different view of it, and I'm going to look up at these icons here. This icon will show you a list again. This one does too, but I want this one here which shows you my shelves in the library, in my library, and if I look down, I should have it. It's in alphabetical order to the order I put mine in, so it falls in between contemporary realistic fiction and fantasy. And so I've just added a new shelf. I'm going to add one more shelf so you can see it. I'm going to click on New Shelf again. The window should pop up, and I'm going to type in, this time I'm going to type in traditional literature. And I'm going to put slash so I remember folktales. Again, I'm not going to put a description. Let me see if I spelled that all right. It looks like I did okay. Nope, I see 2 I's in traditional, so I'm going to make sure I correct that right now. Okay, and I'm going to create my bookshelf, so I'm going to click here. I see it's over here in my menu, but I probably won't see it listed in my library yet, so I'm going to click on Traditional Literature, Folktales, and I'm going to take this icon here, which now puts it into my library shelves. There it is. Now I want to add some books. I'm going to finish adding all the genres. I think there were 8 of them that need to be put in here, but I'm going to show you how to post a book. And to do that, I'm going to do it in what I think is the easiest way. I'm going to click up here in Google, and I'm going to type the name of the book. And I have a graphic novel, and I have my graphic novel bookshelf already, so I'm going to type in Smile. That's the name of the graphic novel. And I'm going to click on that, and I see it's the first one here. I'm going to check the preview here, so I'm going to click the preview. And this comes up so I could preview it to make sure I have the right book, which I know it is. So I'm going to X out of that. And right here it says Add to my library. So I'm going to click on Add to my library. And then here it says you have your list of bookshelves here. And so I need to pick one of these I'm going to add this book to. I'm going to add it to the graphic novels. And I'm going to hit Done. And I'm going to check back in my library and see if I've added it. And there it is. I already had 2 on here. Now I have my 3rd. And I have read all 3 of these. And they're neat books. I like them a lot. I would recommend them. And that's what your virtual library should be. Share it amongst people so that they can see your recommendations for the books you've read, if you recommend them or not. I like to add the books I'm reading along the way. I'm going to do that one more time. I'm going to pick another book, and I have another one here. It's called Poetry. So I know it's going to go on my poetry shelf. So I'm going to type it in and see if they have it. And there it is. It's the first one here. So I'm going to click on Preview. And again, I know that's the book I want. So I'm going to click out of that. I'm going to add it to my library. And I need to pick the shelf. So it's going to go on my poetry shelf. And it's done. And if I scroll down, I will see it in my poetry shelf. Yay! I'll do one more time. Again, I'm going to pick a book, and I have another one here that I have just finished reading called Fry Bread. Frybread. And I'm going to click on that. And here it is. This is the one I want right here. So I'm going to click Preview again. And I know that that's the book. I've loved it. So I'm going to X out of that. And I'm going to add it to my library. Again, I need to find the bookshelf. And this book is for diverse populations. It's a Native American book. So I'm going to click on Diverse Populations. I'm going to hit Done. And I'm going to see if I find it in my diverse populations. And there it is. Now, I know some of you have asked, do we need to review the books and add a review? You do not need to add a review. And there we have it. I see all my other shelves. Oh, some of them are private. So you may want to just investigate. You may need to put your bookshelves as public so I can see them when you send me the link as your instructor. But otherwise, there you have it. It's kind of fun. It's easy. And you can add all the books that you have been reading along the way that fit into different genres on your bookshelves. And if you do see a book that you like, you can always keep adding it, and hopefully you'll share it with your future classes as well. And that's a brief tutorial on how to add new shelves to your Google Books, as well as how to post books on your shelf. As always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me.